Hi, I'm Helen, Head of SEO at Reflect Digital, and welcome back to the Reflect Roundup. So first up, Google is going to be marking every and all HTTP page as not secure in the latest version of the Google Chrome browser. Google announced earlier this month that from July 2018, any web page served over the HTTP protocol will be marked as not secure in the browser. This means that when a visitor goes to your HTTP web page, there's going to be a little notification next to the place where you put the URL in, saying that the web page isn't secure. Google's been pushing towards a safer internet for years now. As early as September 2016, they made the change that any page that requested passwords or credit card details that was being served over the HTTP protocol would be marked as not secure. Later on, October 2017, what Google classed as secure became a bit tighter, and any data input form or place where you could put in your email address, for instance, that was being served over the HTTP protocol would be marked as an insecure page in the browser. So this latest development isn't really much of a surprise, as Google has been moving this way for quite a while now. It should really serve as your final warning if you are serving your website over HTTP that you need to make the move to HTTPS. Everyone is getting more concerned about their security online and about what's happening with their data, so it makes sense to make the change now. If you don't, you might find that people end up on your website, see that it's been marked as not secure and just leave again because they don't want to run the risk. So if you haven't done so already, please migrate your website across to HTTPS. Next up, Google AMP Stories. Google has introduced these new swipeable, tappable results, similar to Snapchat and Instagram stories, that use the AMP functionality into their SERPs. Google describes them as a mobile-focused format for delivering news and information as visually rich, tap-through stories. These AMP stories will bring about more easily digestible news into the search results, meaning that people can get the information they want quickly without having to click through to an alternative news source. They have the possibility of winning publishers more visibility in the search results, but also they have that possible downside of not getting as many clicks through to the web page itself. From what Google has shown us so far, it looks like they're going to be very visually rich content, but not so much text heavy like we perhaps are used to with some of the other updates they've introduced recently. They will bring about a new method for publishers of engaging with visitors and disseminating the information quickly and easily that perhaps in the past, if it was just a news article, people wouldn't necessarily have read. We are getting much more used to receiving our information in bite-sized amounts like tweets and Snapchat and Instagram stories, so it makes sense for Google to be trialling this new approach. A few select publishers such as CNN, Condé Nast and Mashable have already been using these AMP stories, and although AMP in general has had some negative feedback, these particular publishers seem to have been saying that the AMP stories are working really well. So you will have the chance to have AMP stories of your own. You can go across to Google's development pages to find out more about it, but yeah, happy trialing. Finally, Google announced on the 15th of February that they will be making some changes to the Google image search functionality to help connect users and useful websites. This has included removing the View Image button from the image search results and also making the copyright disclaimer a lot more prominent. Google usually makes changes in favour of searchers, but this one seems to have made it harder for people to find information rather than easier. It used to be that once you found an image you liked, you could click on the View Image button and you were taken straight through to that image itself, whereas now you only have the option of viewing that image on the web page it's hosted on. So you have to go through the motions of finding that image yourself, and it could be at the bottom of a really long page of content, for instance. So Google has come into some criticism about this change. It seems like the anger is more directed towards the motivation behind the change rather than the change itself, however. Google has admitted that the reason they've made the changes is as a result of a settlement with Getty Images. Publishers for a long time have been criticising Google for making it too easy for people to steal their copyrighted images. So Google has made this change to make the process a little bit harder for people to just copy and paste an image that doesn't belong to them. Google's come into criticism, however, because there are a lot of legal and legitimate reasons why people would be copying images from other sources, and making it that much harder means that Google's kind of going against what they normally do of making search easier for people. So it seems like Google has experienced that horrible thing of displeasing one group in order to please another. It's hard being at the top, apparently. So there you have it. Those are the updates for this month, and I'll hopefully see you again next month.